You're listening to the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club, Season 2. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Gina. Real moms, real anxiety, real conversations. Let's dive in because chaos is our cardio.
Welcome back to the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club. I cannot believe we are closing out Season 2. It feels like we blinked and suddenly we're staring down 2026 like, ma'am, slow down. We're still recovering from 2020.
But honestly, Season 2 was big for us. Big conversations, big growth, big emotions. We unpacked everything from fear to work and anxiety to relationships with substances, money, decluttering, future selves, basically every topic we were too exhausted to talk about in Season 1.
And somehow y'all kept showing up, listening, sharing, sending messages that literally kept us going on days when our own anxiety was loud. So before anything else, thank you for being here, for making this village feel like home.
Season 2 felt like the season we finally took off the masks. We talked about real fears, not the cute stuff like spiders.
Well, we talked about that
we
too.
But the fears that keep us awake at 3 a.m.
We tackled our relationship with work and the pressure to be everything, everywhere, all the time. We compared the chaos of working mom life with stay-at-home mom life. And spoiler, both are exhausting. Neither group is thriving. Y'all are invited into the same group hug.
We dissected money anxiety, which was a crowd favorite because apparently everyone is stressed, everyone is winging it, and none of us were taught anything. I did like the money one.
It was good.
It was good. I did like that one. It was, I think, gave some good advice and made me think about things a little bit differently, for sure. I liked it. I like the Dave Ramsey little wins.
I'm part of the Baby Steps community on Facebook, so that one's always in my forefront, my life.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely, if you did not listen to that one, you should, because I think it gave some really good tips. And I really did like that one a lot. I thought Dave Ramsey makes sense to me because, like I said, I've had other people talk about stuff. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
We dove into substances, alcohol, gummies, nicotine, and how we use them to quiet the noise, but also how to support ourselves in healthier ways.
Okay, so that one for a minute, I just want to say I like that one too because I think it was so real.
It was real.
It was real. And so I hope that, I don't know, I think it's always good to partake in a little extra fun and have a good time with your friends. For sure.
I don't know if you guys know this, but we think we're pretty great.
But I did like that one because I just felt like it was good advice. It gave, I don't know, too much of anything is not good for you, but a little bit's always a little bit of fun. Adds a little extra.
But you don't need it to have fun.
No. And actually, I hope that everybody knows that everybody's perfect the way that they are. You don't need alcohol. You don't need gummies. Kylie.
Whatever.
You don't need a cigarette.
I need
it
a
stinks.
beehive.
Although some people probably argue, I know that there's some women who'll say, oh, I love it when a man smokes a cigar. It smells so good. Ew. I don't like them, but my grandfather smoked pipes and it did smell good to me.
Huh.
Yeah. He smoked a lot. He just smoked like 3 packs of unfiltered cigarettes. And then he ended up, and then he'd also smoke pipes. But I did love the smell of a pipe. I don't think, does anybody even smoke pipes anymore?
Not unless it's weed. Not unless there's weed in the pipe. Then people do.
All right. Well, we got into friendships, routines, decluttering, our future selves, all the stuff that's messy and uncomfortable, but so necessary.
I want to know if anybody else has started their decluttering. I
haven't yet, but I do have some. I have my laundry room is getting decluttered. For sure. It's getting decluttered anytime now because I have to. I always do it every year. So the laundry room is my like trash pit dump. I dump everything. That's too big of a box to fit into a cabinet. So just throw it in the laundry room.
It just goes in the laundry room. I know Nora was giving me a hard time because she's like, you talk about these things on the podcast and then we do them for 5 minutes and then we stop. I'm like, you're right. Shut up. Go empty the dishwasher. I don't know.
Yes, you got to make it a habit.
Practice what you preach.
Yes.
Looking ahead, and we're walking right into 2026. It's here, but we're going to walk in with brand new energy, like main character reboot energy.
2026 is giving aligned, soft, healed, rested, hydrated, moisturized, unbothered, yet still anxious. Because let's be realistic.
It's not going to be perfect. We're not saying we're setting it up for rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns coming out of our asses. But I do feel like over the course of season 1 and season 2, we really broken it down into all of the things that make us anxious and all of the things we're fearful of and all of the things we want to be, but how do we get there? So I'm really, really, really looking forward to this main character energy reboot, building the best version of ourselves possible.
Yeah, I think that I think that's the thing. I think that like 2026, I agree with you. I feel like we've kind of set ourselves up to have some good things because a lot of stuff we've gone through. I mean, there's certain things that I've started implementing. In fact, one of them is your stupid thing that I told you I shouldn't do, but I'm going to do is the dishwasher dividing your forks from your spoons from your knives.
You're doing it?
And then as I do it, I'm like, this is just making me worse. It really is going to make me have more OCD. But then I'm like, this is pretty genius. And I was talking to my son, and he's got my dishwasher is older, so it doesn't have like the third rack where you can put your silverware on, and he has one. And so I was at his house, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty nice. And I really want one of these. And he's like, oh yeah. And I said, I was talking to him about the forks, and I've always have divided them the way that Kylie does. He's like, I've always done that. And I'm like, seriously? And he's like, yeah. I go, well, doing it like this would even make more sense because of the way you can lay them in there. And I'm like, man, I said, I'm not buying a new dishwasher for it, but when I do,
when this one breaks,
I will have that other drawer, and then it'll make it even easier to file up my all my forks, all my spoons. But I did start doing that. That's why some of these things I think that we've talked about will definitely make us better. And some of these things probably just made me have more OCD.
More psychotic. That's for sure. And that's what we don't need. We don't need to be any more crazy.
No, but I do think it was, I don't know. It's just funny. Some of the stuff that we talk about that I feel like, I hope that it always gives all of you guys definitely some tidbits and some helpful tricks. And I think that a lot of it is to make your life easier, better, less anxious for sure. But because I know it's done it for me. And hopefully where we're going to go next for season 3 is going to be all about building stronger versions of ourselves. So obviously we know nobody needs to be perfect. That's not what we're aiming for. We're just looking for the best version of ourselves. So not new year, new me. We're not delusional over here.
Maybe just a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
But I do think we got to be the best, most supported, most self-aware versions that we've ever been before. And I honestly can say I feel a little bit more set up this year than I have ever in the past before, just from kind of talking all this stuff out. And so that's why I really do hope it's something that all of you guys are feeling the same way. I'm looking forward to 2026. I think it's going to be a good year.
Me too. And just little things. Little things that you've helped me through. And, Nora has struggled this year at school. And I told you before we started recording, she sent me a cute TikTok about being there. I feel like I kind of had a hero moment for her recently. And we've definitely opened up the lines of communication. And every day it's, how was your day at school? What was good, what was bad, and just being more in tune with all of that. And I feel like it's definitely brought her and I closer, and helped us manage some of the things that we're currently going through and heal. And like I said, it's just brought us our bond. It's just made it that much stronger. And so I definitely think that I've grown as a mom, as a partner, as, a coworker, all of the things. I feel like I definitely have grown, and that's been fun. And I just want to keep on that path.
And I think that, we even have talked about, building your village. We had a whole episode about building your village before. And I think that's the thing, is that moms need to pull together so that we help our daughters and our sons for sure. But our daughters definitely have more emotions to go through. 1,000%. And I think that everybody needs to feel supported. But I think the girls definitely, can doubt themselves more and have even more hangups sometimes than the boys do. And I think that that's where, even like when you've had some issues or different problems, it's like, I'd even told you, like, if there's girls that are even only a year, 2 years older than your daughter, they can be valuable. And so moms should even be pulling together and say, hey, my daughter is a couple years older and she could maybe help and be like that big sister role. I think we need all those things. I think it's important.
Yeah. And just knowing that, I know we say it a lot, but you're not alone. I think just knowing that other moms are going through similar things or have been through similar things or kids have been through similar things. And it doesn't feel so isolating. It feels like we're finally pulling the mask down and having the difficult conversations just to set us all up for a better future. And it starts with communication and boundaries and just rebuilding. I mean, it's never going to be perfect. No. And it's never going to be easy. It's always going to be hard. It's always going to be messy. So just setting ourselves up with the tools to make our lives the best that they possibly can be.
And I think for sure pulling together, that's the thing, even like reaching out to other moms or other kids that are a little bit older. I think sometimes people feel like, well, I mean, I don't know all these people or I don't know who to go to. And I think that's where a lot of times you can even like utilize the schools to talk about, who is somebody that we can kind of like lean on that helps us, because our kids don't always just listen to us. They listen to kids closer to their own age. They look up to people a couple years older. I mean, I don't know. There's just so many things. I think that's the thing I've liked about doing this. Like I say, I think it's like really talking about that stuff makes you have to think about it. And if you have to think about it, you got to put the plan in place like we talk about. It forces you to realize that boundaries are really important in how we can make life better for each other, for sure. Just setting everybody else up for success emotionally and everything.
Absolutely. We're talking routines that feel good instead of punishing. In season 3, mindsets that serve us instead of drain us, boundaries that protect our peace, habits that make life lighter, not heavier.
Yeah, I don't like anything heavy. No heavy lifting, right?
Right? Never.
And we're also going to lean into like emotional regulation, personal growth, self-love. You got to heal that childhood stuff. Finding joy, which we've talked some about joy, but I think there's more to it, to that joy and happiness. Creating some systems that don't crumble at the first sight of problems.
Because all of that helps be prepared when the problems or the mess arrives, because we know it's going to arrive. Season 3 is going to be about becoming our future selves, obviously, but not someday, but slowly right now, with tiny steps, micro habits, small shifts that change everything.
Yes. It's going to definitely be, I feel like 2026 is going to be about becoming the best version of ourselves. So, I mean, here's the truth. I mean, we learned in season 2, you can't hate yourself into a better version of yourself. You can only support yourself through it. And it kind of makes me think about, okay, let me ask you a quick question. When you think about season 2, what was your favorite part of season 2? What was your favorite episode or favorite tidbit or something in season 2?
I think that you kind of, well, I already said that we think we're pretty freaking special. So there's that, obviously. There are different things that I can pick out probably from each episode. Like you mentioned, I love the money episode. I love the decluttering episode. We talked about holidays and boundaries, and it definitely made me, I've talked about the power of silence, the power of not reacting right away. So for me, it's less, man, we talked about a lot. We talked about a lot of stuff.
See, normally you like to put me on the spot, and I decide I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about what you went through with Tom and his heart attack. And I think that was eye-opening for me, that life is short. And so I don't have one particular favorite part of season 2, but as a whole, of season 2, I've learned, or I love where I feel like it's taken me, and it's taken me through, or the lessons that it's taught. Life is short. Life is hard. And now I'm ready to rebuild and to come back stronger, better, greater. And just kind of, I don't know, for me, it's just helped calm the anxiety a little bit, knowing that I'm not alone in this island. And it's made me hungry. It's made me hungry to keep learning, to keep, how can I help? How can I keep growing? How can I keep, we keep joking about reading books, but I'm doing it this next year. I've loved watching videos, Gary V or Mel Robbins, just inspiring. You talked about your dad, always, he was going to work 15 hours a day, but it was his mindset going into it. For me, I feel like I've turned the corner from woe is me. Things are happening to me. Why did this happen to me? I didn't deserve this, to fuck it. I don't care. I'm going to make the best of it. And through season 2, I've really just taken that. I feel like I've made that pivot, that turn. And now it's, my life is going to be what I make it. And I'm done making it anxious and miserable. I want it to be fun, and I want it to be calm, and I want to be peaceful. All I can say is I'm working on a more peaceful version of Kylie. What about you?
Yeah. Well, of course, I have 2 that were probably the closest to my heart. Obviously, the story with my husband. So, of course, and there's so much more like that, like I could have gone through. And actually, it's kind of funny because we had Thanksgiving with his family, and we were talking about it, all of us, and they start bringing up stuff that reminded, you got to remember, I remember so many incredibly important things, and I remember so many funny things, but there's still things that I forget, or just, I don't think I was able to absorb more because I was so focused on him. So there's like funny things that they brought up that then it just makes me laugh because there's so many hilarious stories to a man with delirium. It's just unreal. So, I mean, for sure, that one is like close to my heart. I just always felt like, God, there's so many things I could talk about. The other one would be, of course, blended families, because I absolutely 100% always wish for anyone getting into a blended family to have what we have. And I feel like we really, I mean, my family they are my kids, that I am their mom, that is their dad. I mean, we are a 100% family. I don't care what blood goes through your veins. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any difference. And I just wish so much that I think that there's so many people that get in their own ways as to why they don't have the happiness that we have and the fulfillment that we have.
Definitely.
And so that one I really enjoy that one. And I really hope in both of them, it gave something to other people. It's kind of like, you talked about before, you really like to, one of the biggest things is that you like to help other people. And that is for sure. I love teaching people how to be the best version of themselves. I love to give advice on things if I feel that it will make their life better and more fulfilled and happier and stuff. So for me, those 2 seasons, definitely, those 2 episodes for sure in the season were just probably the closest to my heart that I could go on for hours and hours and hours on. But I did learn a lot because, like I said, I love the money one. I love the other things. But I think season 2 is definitely set even me up too for just a different viewpoint on 2026. The book reading, God help me, we're going to do, because I've been even looking for more books that I'm like interested in. And I've been already purchasing them in my Audibles because I'm going to have to do them on Audible. So like when I'm in my car driving for work or something, I can keep, do good, make sure I'm staying up with them. But I am looking forward to all that. I think that there's a lot to learn, and I'm always feel that everybody can always improve. Nobody's perfect. Casey used to come home sometimes when he did sports and stuff, and he would be like, I am the best at this, and I'm better than everybody. I'd be like, you're better than everybody in that group. You're not better than everybody. There's always somebody better than you somewhere. So
yes,
just remember
but
that. You
it's
can
also,
always get better.
You are
Everybody
who you
can
surround yourself with. So
yes,
you want to surround yourself with people that make you better.
and my parents told me that when I was a kid, and you'd be like, okay, but this friend over here is super cool and hilarious. And
right?
You never focus on the fact that hilarious person is an idiot. And so like, You still want to be friends with them and hang out all the time. And it did take me time to figure out, I guess to be friends with the goofball that's funny and hilarious, but you really want to, it's true. You become who you are around.
Yeah.
You know,
so if that's a loser, you're going to become a loser.
That is a fact.
And a lot of people don't want to, like your example of your son, like he's the best of that group. It's hard to break out and spend time with people that are better than you.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable and nerve wracking and makes you anxious and all of the things, but that is how you grow. That's how you constantly grow and you constantly learn. You have to be willing to
be
change
uncomfortable
and be uncomfortable.
And here's one thing is when I would ever teach anybody who's never sold before to sell, the one thing that I would always tell them to do is when they get on an elevator, they're not allowed to get on the elevator and be quiet and they have to say something. And I would challenge anybody to just talk to even strangers more. Obviously be careful. There's stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Let's be a little aware of our surroundings. But I think that sometimes you don't realize how many people have hard lives and have things that are not going well, or just maybe didn't sleep well even the night before. And that just get out of your comfort zone, because it is normal, like to get into an elevator and not speak and just stand there in this weird, uncomfortable silence. But to be the first person that says something like, it's a beautiful day out, or, oh my God, I can't wait. I hope all of you guys get to get out today and enjoy some of the sun, or, make sure you guys are all careful on your way home today. I know the weather's supposed to get bad, or I love your coat. It's beautiful, or whatever. But just talking to people. And that's what I hope for. I'm always really big on you only grow when you're uncomfortable. You don't grow in comfort.
That's true.
So if you're sitting in what you're sitting in and you don't like it, you better get your ass uncomfortable, or you will never get any better. And I hope, and I can guarantee somehow or another, you will make me uncomfortable during 2026.
It will happen.
It will happen. And we've already done some things that made me uncomfortable. So I feel like I've grown already some this year. So I'm excited about 2026. And I challenge everybody on here to get uncomfortable in 2026.
I know. It's New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and that should be their New Year's resolution. I am going to be uncomfortable in 2026.
There you go.
And and then say it with a smile and a laugh. Just remember my laugh. I am going to be uncomfortable in 2026.
And you're going to hear the laugh. I don't know. Talking about where we've been this season, it's just this whole 2025, especially, I started 2025 in a very, very uncomfortable place. I didn't know what the future was going to hold. And it was freaking scary. Not only that, but I started it with what felt like alone. My boyfriend was away working in Florida. My career ended. I obviously had my ride or dies that were there, my friends and my family. My friends are much, much, much smaller or a closer group than I ever imagined. But it was real, raw, scary. A lot of tears were shed. But I picked myself back up, and thanks to you. And again, I can't thank my mom and my family enough. My sister-in-laws for constantly checking in, my friends that were just there to help and give me a pep talk and tell me it's going to be okay. This doesn't define you. I was lucky enough to find my new career, but just the start of 2025 was really scary. And to be sitting here on New Year's Eve and seeing what has happened and we started a business. The two of us here in 2025 started a business. We're entrepreneurs. Who would have thought?
I would have never thought ever.
If you would have told me on January 2nd, when I got that call that I was no longer employed, that sitting here on 12/31/2025, I would have my own business shared with someone that's became a very, very best near and dear friend, I wouldn't have believed you because I was lonely. I was scared. I was hurt. And like the growth that has happened in a mere 12 months has been ridiculous. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. And 2025, the first half of it really fucking sucked. But it makes 2026 that much freaking sweeter. And we're flipping the page. We're closing that book. Here we fucking go. And I am here for it. I am healthier. I am happier. And as far as I'm concerned, it's only up from here. That doesn't mean it's perfect. That doesn't mean it's,
nothing's perfect.
Days aren't going to suck. Some weeks aren't going to suck. But I feel like I'm building a life that I don't have to hide from. And I'm learning from you and from our research and from our village that like I'm not in this alone. And I'm just so freaking excited to see what this next year and what the next couple of years just hold, because I think that we're unstoppable. A lot of us are.
Yeah, that's the thing. I hope that as we go through that and change and do some of that stuff, I hope everybody comes along with us to do the same thing in their lives and calm your minds and realize that all these things are good. I mean, even when I changed jobs into where I'm at today, I love the company that I work for now. I mean, it's night and day difference from where I was, and it's definitely a much better fit for me. And that's why, like I even say, before when you're talking about stuff to do like future self or anything, I said that, what did I think about when I was a kid, what I was going to be? I would never believed I would have been selling, me selling. Okay. Like I never would have thought that. I definitely never would have think I would be doing something like a podcast ever in my life. If somebody's telling me all this stuff throughout the years, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm a hard worker. I will work. I'm a worker. So I knew I had no problem with finding a job and working and being a good employee. That's about what I expected of but I just doing what? I don't know. Like being amazing or fantastic or something? No. Like I would be a good worker that was reliable, that people would keep, and I'd be employed and I'd do well and I could move and get decent positions. But that's about the most I thought about what would ever happen to me, So yeah, I'm shocked where I've become in my life, but I'm even more surprised at the end of 2025 that I am sitting here doing this.
Yes. So here's to our best selves. And your best self is not a final destination. She's a daily choice. She's built in quiet ways. Drinking water. I'm going to get better at that.
You have to drink water. Drinking water is huge. Everybody needs to drink more water because it makes a huge difference in how you feel.
We're going to say no without apologizing.
Yes.
Stepping away from people who drain us. Healing instead of hiding.
Even though hiding sounds a little easier.
We're healing, and we're healing out loud, baby. And you guys are coming along with us. We're choosing peace over perfection. You're going to hear it over and over and over again. You're going to see it on our social medias over and over and over again. And not every, but most captions, it's peace. We're choosing, for the first time in our lives, we're choosing peace over everything else. We're giving ourselves grace when we mess up, and we're celebrating every single tiny win.
So this next season, we're choosing softness, we're choosing growth, we're choosing healing, and we're choosing us.
And we are inviting you. We're inviting you, yes, you, to grow with us. 2026 is going to be big, and we can't wait to build the best versions of ourselves together.
Season 3 launches soon, and we have so many incredible episodes lined up. If season 2 was the healing, season 3 is the rising.
Happy almost New Year, Mama. You made it through 2025. You're walking into 2026 stronger, wiser, and more aligned than you know.
We love you. We're proud of you. And we'll see you in season 3.
Happy New Year.
If no one's told you lately, let me be the one to say it. You're not failing. You're growing. You're not broken. You're becoming. And you're doing better than you think. Thanks for being here today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another mom who might need to hear this. You can also connect with us on Facebook or TikTok at the ARMC. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, give yourself grace, breathe deep, and remember, peace is possible.